Hi everyone, I'm Azade. In this video, I want to learn you how to mix colors for more skin tones and give you key points for it. At first, please don't forget to subscribe me and hit on notification. Also, write for me your valuable comments. Please note that there is no single skin tones for more faces. And you must know that every face is contain a mix of light, dark, cool and warm tones. Instead of relying on a fixed recipe, you need to learn how much you control and adjust your colors based on what you see in your model. And know that try to start with a tone as a medium base. And try to begin with a neutral or natural tone. For more painting, I try to mix brown sienna with white. That is a soft, neutral way I prefer to mix to create skin tones. With this mix, we reach to a neutral tone. Then we lighten it with white. Using white color causes that your color become more lighter and create new color skin tone. Now we have a new light color for light tone skins. You must try to keep color harmony across the face. We can intensify it by adding more brand sienna to our color and modify this hue color to get closer to the color we need. Always try to keep color harmony across the face when you are making the color tones. Notice that if you make a base at first, all other your tones must stay in close range. You can modify this base tone slightly and achieve a harmonious and natural result all over your painted portrait. Now we're making it yellow, we add a bit of ochre. Remember that for moving the tone of our colors toward yellow, we must mix them with ochre color or Naples color. So it depends of our model skin tone. Always whenever you want to make skin tones, train your eyes to see the real color of your model instead of asking most of the time, what is the skin color? For warming up the color, we can add a bit of cadmium red to our color. Remember that we can use this tone for cheeks and lips. Remember that we can lighten this reddish tone. If you use these tones for the shades, your shades look very natural and would be very close to range of your tones you have made. Now I add a bit of white to my colors and lighten it and take some of its reddish tone. With adding white to our colors, we can obtain a different shades that a face has. When you are making skin tone colors, look at where the light is hitting the face of your model and know that highlights are most of the time warmer and where the shadows are fall often are cooler or more neutral. We can cool down this base of shadow that we had made with white and brown sienna and adding a bit of ultramarine blue and also add some red to make it move to reddish tone. And some models maybe have cool shades and we can use ultramarine to our colors. When the skin is transparent and shows rain, use blue or green undertones. We can add a bit of green to our color and make it some different color tone. For making our skin tones, we need to learn to control our mixes. And it is better always we start with a medium tone. We can darken the base tone of brown sienna and white with a bit of black. If you found that adding black to the mix makes the color too gray or too dead, you can use raw umber or burnt umber to darken it. Note that to create a dark and shadows for our models with dark tones, we can add red and black to create warm brown, and add burnt umber and raw umber to create dark tones with a still warm tone. Remember when you add black to your colors, if black colors may dull the color too much, you should use umbers to preserve warmth of mixing colors. Okay, now let's to reach to another recipe. In this recipe, I don't use burnt sienna and white. I try to use orange. With using cadmium orange, we can obtain a color that is a little more vivid than the tone of burnt sienna and white. It is necessary to know that the cadmium orange works great for blending skin tones. So here we add cadmium orange with white and make this mixing lighten with more white. And know that we can make it toward yellow, reds and violets. As you know, some of the painters prefer to add Naples yellow to their skin tones instead of white. With Naples yellow, you must know that our colors doesn't turn gray as we do with white color. And in such case, our colors turn to yellow. Here I add some ochre to my color to make it toward yellow. In another recipe, we mix white color with a bit of ochre and a bit of red cadmium. And this can be a base tone for our skin tone. And you must know that if we want to make it warmer, we can add a little more red. And if we want to make it yellow tones, we can add some ochre. And if I want to make it darker, we can add some black to it. Here I add some red cadmium to my color and make it reddish tone. And then I add some ochre color to make it toward yellow. Please pay attention to this point that always use a clean palette and test your color on a scrape before applying it. And try to keep your brushes clean so the tones doesn't get muddy. And here I add a bit of black color to my tone and make it more darker. The advantage of using a medium tone is that we will have a harmonic range of colors. Here I add some alizarin red to make it more warmer and use it for the skin tones that are more warmer. Another combination that we use for dark tones is red with black. With mixing these two colors, we reach to a brown color, and we can use it for dark tones skins. This mixture is very warm, and if we add some red to this color, we can use it for lips. And if we want to make it more darker, we can add some black to this color. All the time we must try to control the colors. Here I add some black to this color and make it darker color. Here I want to do a miracle. I want to combine this original brand sienna and white with our dark tone color and make a new color. Now I want to give you another important tip. When painting a portrait, if we want the skin to look soft and delicate, we should try to use the paint without any oil and aim to finish the work in the first session. If we begin under these conditions, we have a window of about 15 to 20 hours to continue working on the portrait. During this time, we should make as much as progress as possible. If we are unable to move forward within that time, we must stop working on the skin and wait for 2 weeks for the painting to completely dry. After that, we can work on the face again. If we don't wait for the painting to dry completely, the skin texture will become patchy, lose its softness, and the layers will start to separate. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe me and active notification. And write for me your comments. Thank you. Bye bye.